computer. I just realized that I never really discussed it. And I know some people are going to watch this and they're going to be like, oh my God, like, that's not true, and so on and so forth. So I have receipts. I'm going to be sharing my screen so that I highly encourage that you head over to our YouTube channel to look at the screen. I'm going to try to share the screen here, but again, I'm just doing this. I'm not a tech person, so I'm just going with the flow. Okay. And also, if you want to listen to the audio of this live of this session, you can also head over to our podcast, the Prepared Patient Podcast, to listen to the audio as you are cooking, driving, cleaning, because this is an important topic. I don't know about you, this food that I'm about to discuss, or this nut, it is a nut I'm about to discuss, I used to love. I used to eat like a zillion times. And not knowing how damaging this nut was to my health, and not knowing how this particular food was keeping me sick until I did some research, right? And I remove it out of my diet, and I remove it out of my diet by accident. It's not like I knew. And then as I remove it from my diet and I cut other things out of my diet, I started feeling better. And then I went into researching it and knowing that part of our Institute of Functional Medicine is they have an elimination diet. Once you eliminate these, particular foods, healing start happening. So I want to talk to you about it. And I also want to show you why it is so carcinogenic, not because I said so. That's according to the research, the cancer research, international cancer research, and also that's according to other organizations. Okay, so let's get into it. If you are new to my platforms, you've never heard of me, I've seen me, and you just calling around and poop. You find me? My name is Dr. Jennifer Genty. I am a functional medicine doctor and the root cause doctor. So what do? I help my patients identify the root causes of the symptoms so they can have a clear pathway and a roadmap to healing the bodies by eliminating the symptoms. So not only they know what's causing the problem, they also have a solution as of what they need to do to eliminate and regain their bodies, brain, health, and just live life, right? If that sounds like you, then you need to work with somebody like myself, because I believe the first step to healing your body, any body, the first step to eliminate your symptoms, any symptoms. It doesn't matter if it's just, your hair is falling out, if you have slight headaches, or if you have a little bit of acne, or your hormones are out of whack, it doesn't matter. The first step is to really identify the root cause. And if you are currently working with a doctor that is not focusing on root cause investigation, then I highly encourage that you change doctor. Because if you don't know what's causing it, you will not know what you need to do to fix it. Okay? And of course, part of my goal is to use food as medicine. So you're going to see me promoting food. I don't believe in, restrictive eating. I don't believe in, yo-yo dieting. I don't believe in any of this stuff. You need to feed your body the foods that it needs, right? And you also need to identify what your body's loving or what's helping your body versus what's hurting your body. So in my programs, I help my patients incorporating food as medicine by giving them recipes, right? By literally, again, study the food, not only the healing potentials of the food, but how those foods can potentially help many of my patients. So I give them recipes, I help them troubleshoot, any discomfort they might get from the food so that they can have a sustainable program that's going to help them heal, continue on these journeys, not just for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, but continue on these journeys for them to feel the best. Okay. So today I am going to talk about, again, something that is controversial. If you are listening to this, you're watching this, or on YouTube, or you're here with me on Instagram or Facebook, you might have a different point of view. And I always tell my listeners, my viewers, if whatever you're doing is working for you, continue. Because I focus on root cause, identifying the root causes, because I focus on helping very sick people, right? These things are not just things that these are the things that when I kind of eliminate them, people feel well. And again, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, beginning of this live. I didn't know this was causing more problem than good until I actually identify. And there's a lot of stuff I'm gonna say it here today that might be shocking to you. Okay, so this whole thing started because a patient asked me. She said, "Dr. J, how come you don't like peanuts? What is your thing against peanuts? Okay, what is it that you always giving nuts, peanuts a bad rep?" That's the question. Because again, as I am looking at people's food journal, because that's one of the documents I have my patients complete right before they come to me, completed before they come to me. So I'm looking at the food and sometimes I see peanut butter, nut butter, peanuts, like because it's such an easier and convenient snack option that we all like out of conveniency, we just buy it, we put it on apples, we use celeries, we use quite healthy vegetables because the patient was like, well, I do use healthy vegetables with the nuts. That's not the point. So it's like me eating a salad. The salad is healthy, and then I started adding croutons and cheese, and that salad came from being healthy to very unhealthy. Okay, so again, if whatever you're doing is working for you, continue. Now, for my patients, because they pay me to collapse time, they pay me to give them the solutions that that they need for them to heal the bodies. I eliminate peanuts. I do not promote eating nuts at all if you are trying to fix or heal your body. Okay, I'm telling you, it's a game changer. At the beginning, when I started doing this, I started eliminating nuts because, I went to school and I learned everything. And in functional medicine, it's like, get rid of nuts. People were doing well, but I never understood why. So today I'm going to show you why we need to eliminate nuts. If you're on this journey and you're trying all of the things and nothing is working for you, and you are frustrated and you are anxious and you're like confused, right? Look at your diet. Look at your diet. What is it that in your diet you can eliminate today? If you're eating nuts, I would love for you to just put it as one of the things you need to eliminate. I don't eat nuts. My patients do not eat nuts, right? And nuts are very moldy. Yes, they have mold, which I'm going to show you here. Again, if you're watching this on Facebook and Instagram, you might not be able to see the slides, but I'm going to show it on my YouTube, what I'm talking about. But nuts have a lot of mold. And when I tell people, when patients come to me and they have mystery illness, like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I've seen all the doctors, I've done all the testing. They tell me the results are normal or the results are abnormal, but they have no solutions for me. I am a mystery. Always look at mold. Always look at mold. And mold is not one of those fungus that you can see, right? You don't have to live in a musty basement. You don't have to live in a water damaged building. You don't have to have a leakage in your bathroom or your fridge to have mold. Majority of the mold that a lot of us are getting are from food. Food. And nuts and grains happens to be a huge piece to you getting mold into your body. Okay? So peanuts contain taxane producing fungus called Aspergillus flavus, which is the name of aflatoxin, right? Aflatoxin comes from peanuts. We don't eat peanuts, right? So aflatoxin is a mold species, which I'm going to show you as you're looking at the slides. It has been recognized since 1960, right? In 1960, when more than 100,000 turkeys died on a poultry farm in England. And the English were just like confused, like, oh, I don't understand. But they realized that they were feeding the turkeys peanuts, corn, like contaminated crops, and they were dying and they were dying. So what did they do? They took part of the crops they were feeding the turkeys and researched it. So aflatoxin has been in existence since 1960. It is a mold. Mold is not visible to your eyes, like you're not gonna see mold. It so happens that many of us are doing all of the things we never consider molds. I mean, I don't blame you because as a doctor practicing a conventional space, I never tested my patients for mold. But if you know me and you've been in my world, you know I'm a big component of detoxification. and mold happens to be one of the things you need to detox, right? Mold happens to be one of the things. There's mold in everything. The grains, and I can do a whole Facebook, Instagram Live, and YouTube and podcast about why I don't eat grains and I don't promote my patients grains in my patient's diet. Just like I'm telling you, I do not promote nuts, peanuts, nut butter, anything that has nuts in it. We don't promote because of the mold. Okay? So aflatoxins are labeled as human carcinogens. What does that mean? It promotes cancer. I saw a patient 2 weeks ago, and according to the patient, he was very healthy. He's like, Dr. J, I don't understand. I exercise every day. I read the labels because I follow one of the gurus and, like those pioneers in functional medicine. So that this patient follow this person, podcast and YouTube channel. Like the poor patient is doing everything he was supposed to do. Woke up one day with abdominal pain, went to his doctor and found that he had liver cancer. Liver cancer. Like, what? Yeah, liver cancer. And he was like, I don't understand. I'm healthy. Like all my physical exams were normal every year. Normal. How did I get this cancer? So as I am helping this patient identify the root causes of a liver cancer, they found a nodule on his liver, and we found that he had mold. You have to do a mycotoxin bundle. You have to do a mycotoxin test, which is a urine test. We do a lot in my practice. So I'm not literally telling you have mold. I'm showing you on this test the species that you have, the colonies that you have, and where you are getting it from. And this patient was really heavy in eating nuts because, again, it's convenient, right? Nuts has, good fat, right? Like it helps with this, it helps with that. So when we read the research on nuts on Dr. Google, we think it is healthy. So he was like, literally, when we look at his food journal, like when I look at his food journal, because again, that's one of the documents I ask my patients to submit to me before they come to my clinic, besides the intake form, there was like peanuts. Like there was like, this healthy snack with the dry cranberries. How do you call this snack? But a lot of nuts. So I'm like, do you know that nuts have mold? Do you know coffee has mold? He was like, no, I didn't know that. I thought I was eating healthy. No. So aflatoxin are labeled as human carcinogens. They have been found to cause liver cancer in animals and also humans. That's according to the Environmental Trust website. It's not me. I'm not putting this thing out of what. I'm just literally telling you because I do the research. Aflatoxins are not considered a problem in the United States. So meaning that it is a problem in another country, but not here. Because the FDA is allowing like the drug industry, the farmers to like put a little bit of aflatoxins, right, in the food. It's not. So there are so many carcinogens, there are so many toxins that are banned in other countries, but here in the United States, they are not. That is why we cannot heal our bodies. That is why we are so sick. That is why the treatments that used to work are not working anymore. That is why the medications are increasing. That's why we have 20 medications for one condition, right? So in many developing countries, aflatoxins poses a serious risk. But in the United States, peanuts, peanut butter, and other foods that may contain aflatoxins undergo rigorous testing. The FDA is allowing the companies to allow like 20 BPP, which is 20 parts per billion in our foods. I don't know about you, that's a concern, right? Like low level of aflatoxin, again, aflatoxin is a mold, right? Aflatoxin is mold. Aflatoxin is mold. You probably never heard of it, right? Because again, your doctor's not checking you for mold. They don't believe in mold. Even if you were to do a LabCorp script like this, you're probably not gonna get the current results because mold is not identified through blood. It is identified through a urine test. Because mold of your kidneys your kidneys are overwhelmed trying to filter toxins. So whenever you do a urine test, mold is gonna come out, right? The mycotoxins, the toxins produced by mold is gonna come to your urine. So if you're gonna tell me, well, Dr. J, I believe you. I thought I had mold, although I didn't see it at my house, right? My basement is clean. I have a brand new house. I don't understand, like I'm healthy. I spend a lot of money buying organic peanuts, organic nut butter. I have no mold. I don't know what you're talking about. I highly encourage you to do a urine test. You come to me with a urine test and show me that your mycotoxins are 0 for aflatoxin B1, then we're going to talk about you not having mold. Okay, you're going to say, well, Dr. J, I've been eating nuts forever. Like, I feel great. I mean, I never had issues with nuts. As a matter of fact, I feel really good when I eat nuts, right? I get that a lot. Like, how come it's clean, one ingredient? That's not the point. The point is when you eat something that is prone to cause inflammation, right? It's gonna pile up. The more toxicity, the more toxins you have, the higher toxicity level, the more you're gonna experience, and the higher risk it's gonna be. Many people have disease that are brewing at the cellular level, but they don't feel it. May I remind you, when you have symptoms, when you feel the symptoms or you have the signs, right, of something going wrong with you, these things are already happening intracellularly inside of your cells months ago, right? So if you have a rash, you have acne, and you're like, oh my God, I have acne. You didn't just get the acne the day before, the night before, the month before. Your liver has to be very overwhelmed. Your toxicity level has to be severely high for you to have rash, for you to have toxins come into your pores, right? So when I talk to the patients, like, well, I've been eating nuts. I don't understand. Like, I was good. I felt good. But how come you have liver cancer? Where's this liver cancer coming from? I don't know. Because the toxins are piling up, piling up, piling up, because we live in a busy world. We don't have time to sit and listen and take notes on how do we feel today. We get up, we go to work, we take care of our families, we get a paycheck, we run a business, like we on go, 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 go. So we don't have time for self-care. For many people, self-care is going on vacation. No, self-care is not taking a vacation. Self-care is a daily practice, right? It's not getting your nails done, that's me, nails done, or going to the spa once in a blue moon, getting a massage. That is not self-care. Self-care is the new medicine. That is our daily practice. We're connecting with yourself. How am I feeling today? As I am talking to this patient who just newly diagnosed with liver cancer, as we're going back, right? Because there's always signs. Whether you believe it or not, there's always signs. We don't just get up and have liver cancer. Liver cancer in general takes 14 years to develop. So I'm talking to him, like, how was your health back then? He's like, I was always active. I was an athlete. So as we are getting deep into the investigative process, it's like, you know what? I used to have stomach issues, but I just took some Tylenol. I used to have stomach issues, but I was able to get with, like, you can tell there was some things happening because his physical exam, this basic, very physical exam, like very basic blood test, CBC, checking your cholesterol, and that's it. You don't have diabetes type thing, was normal. Like, he never really took time to investigate. So if you have discomfort, you have pain, you have something that you didn't have before, don't just brush it off as nothing. It's your body's trying to tell you, hey, you need to reconnect here. We need to identify, like, you need to pay attention to me. Don't just be like, oh, I just pop some Tylenol. I'll just take some antacid, right? It's the food you ate before. I'll just, like, whatever, numb it. Don't do that. So long-term exposure to aflatoxins, which is long-term consumption of peanuts, all nuts related. Even supplements have nuts, right? It doesn't have to be peanuts, like the physical peanuts or the peanut butter. Anything, if you read the ingredients, it says this product was made in a factory that also processes nuts. That means you and the products that you are ingesting can also have cross-contaminants, right? So long-term exposure are some of the symptoms you can experience. Again, we're talking about mold being in the nuts, right? Food allergies or food sensitivities, which I'm going to do a whole Facebook about that because I am tired of people telling me they're allergic to food when it's really food sensitivities. So food sensitivities, like Did you used to eat apples and then now you eat apples, your stomach is hurting you? What food did you used to eat and now you eat and it's like, oh, I can't tolerate this anymore? That's sensitivities. Autoimmune reactions, like I have lupus, I have RA, I have, multiple sclerosis, I have Hashimoto thyroiditis, I have diabetes, not autoimmune. Like what autoimmune conditions that you were diagnosed now, it's just autoimmune is on the rise. Like I one out of 5 patients of mine have autoimmune. Like autoimmune colitis, right? Like IBD, irritable bowel disease, that's autoimmune. Inflammation in your joints, inflammation in your brain, inflammation in your gut, inflammation in your heart. That's like weak immune system, right? Damage to your digestive organ. Why? Because we eat the stuff, it goes to your gut. So what do you think is going to be damaged first? Irritated, your digestive system, right? Like possible chronic health conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, like you name it, fill in the blank. The biggest threat of your symptoms really is people not knowing that they could possibly get liver cancer. And as we know, when you do a CBC, right, you do a BMP, complete metabolic panel, you look at the liver enzymes. Most often those liver enzymes are not elevated, but that doesn't mean like the liver is working the way it's supposed to. That is why I'm a firm believer we collectively need to, all of us need to detox 4 times a year, right? Make it simple for yourself. Just detox, decrease your toxicity level, right? Always evaluate the food that you're eating because we never know. So there's a difference between peanut allergies, because I get that question a lot. I'm allergic to nuts. Are you allergic to nuts or do you really have sensitivity to nuts, right? Or is it because you are reacting to nuts because of the mold? So when you have allergies, it's a constant, instant reaction, right? Like your throat is swelling up, your tongue is swelling up, like you can't breathe, you're about to die. We need to give you some epinephrine or just give you some steroids or give you some Benadryl, give you something to kind of decrease the inflammation. That is allergies. When you have mold from nuts, the most common signs and symptoms you're gonna get are stomach issues, digestive issues, right? You're gonna have the bloat, you're gonna have the gas, you might have some constipation or diarrhea because of we call it constyria because the enterocytes that are dying from the water in the large intestine. So now you have like things coming out and you have intestinal lining. So I'm telling you, if you want to really feel your best and you are eating nuts right now, again, I know it's a popular, thing. It's very controversial. Some people will just tell me, well, I do well on nuts. That's okay, continue. Like I'm not here to have you stop what is working for you, but I'm just telling you. The research are there. Research studies are there. And now I'm gonna show you what I'm referring to. Let's see. Okay. So this is, I don't know if you can see this. Probably not. This is the mycotoxin bundle. Again, mycotoxins from mold. If you're, it's a little blurry. Ugh, that I can show you, but it's not working. Okay, you see aflatoxin B1, right? I am going to, so part of my way of helping my patients investigate and identify the root causes of the symptoms is to help them do a toxicity bundle. Okay, I'm a firm believer toxins, you have to have toxins in your body for you to have inflammation. What is toxins from the food? Toxins from, let me see. Toxins from the food, toxins from the water that you drink, like toxins are just toxins, like toxins from your personal care products, toxins from your organic food, like toxins are toxins. So we do a toxicity bundle, which I highly recommend that every single human being, whether you're healthy or not, do, because not only that's gonna help you identify what things are growing intracellularly, but also which part of your health you need to pay attention to and how aggressive you need to be. Mold, again, I'm a mold expert. I'm specialized as a mold expert. Okay. I treat mold like nobody's business. And again, when I tell people you have mold, they're like, nope, I don't. I'm like, yeah, you do. No, I don't. Okay. Yeah, you do. No, I don't. Okay. So I want this to be a lesson to you as you are, having your doctors help you figure out what's wrong with you, if you're not looking at mold, you're doing a big disservice. You're missing a huge part of your health. Okay, so trying to. Okay, so I was gonna show you how aflatoxin is very blurry. Okay, you might have to watch this on my YouTube channel. But if you're on Instagram, let me see if I can show you. Okay, you see how this aflatoxin B1, right, is a mycotoxin, right, produced by several strains of fungus, Aspergillus flavus, just like I said, and is found in food. So that's a mold that is found in food, like cereal, corn. But here's the peanut, right? You see the peanut? Okay, and spices. And it is carcinogenic, right? It causes liver cancer. That's according to the International Agency of Research of Cancer. Not me. I'm not just showing up this is just the truth. So again, all my patients that have liver cancer, all of them, that is one thing I look for, right? I look for parasites, liver flukes, parasites, and I also look for mold, because if you don't know what you don't know, and since many of these people are, let's see, mold, you cannot see it. Okay, sorry, I was gonna show you I'm gonna take a screenshot and then I'm gonna put it in the Facebook and also Instagram. But if you're watching this on my YouTube, you should be able to see this, right? You should be able to see how we get mold, aflatoxin B1, not only from peanuts, you can also get it from tree nuts, rice, corn, cereal, right? And some spices. So it is very carcinogenic. That's why, again, if you're a patient of mine watching this, if, besides me telling you the possible risk of you eating nuts, now you can see it on paper, right? Because the liver and the kidneys are very resilient, meaning that there's so much liver and kidney can take before they start, being stubborn and before they start reacting back. Okay? And at the end of the day, you are empowered. There's so much you can do on your own. You don't have to pay thousands of dollars and wait for it to work with a doctor. You can literally look at the food you're eating today and eliminate. Look at the food you're eating today, because whatever you're doing today is not serving you. So what are we going to do? We got to eliminate, right? And then when it comes to investigating the root causes, you got to work with a doctor that believes in root causes, that dedicate their life and the studies and have helped so many people identify root causes. Because again, it is the first step to healing your body. If you don't know what's causing it, you're not going to know how to treat it. Point blank. Point blank. Oh my God. And nuts, corns are something that we don't do. We do not have in our meal plans that we give to our patients. Okay?